Matahari, Margaretha Zelle, Margriet MacLeod, was a Dutch exotic dancer and courtesan who was convicted of being a spy for Germany during World War I and executed by firing squad in France. She was born Margaretha Zelle on the 7th of August 1876 in Leeuwarden, Netherlands, the eldest of 4 children. Her father, Adam Zelle, was a hat shop owner who went bankrupt when Margaretha was a teenager. Her mother, Antje van der Meulen, died when she was 15. After the death of her mother and her father's financial failures, her family dispersed. In 1895, she answered a newspaper ad from Dutch colonial army captain Rudolf MacLeod, who was seeking a wife. They married and moved to Java, Indonesia, where they had 2 children. Their son died in 1899, possibly from complications related to a congenital disorder. Their daughter survived. The couple's marriage was troubled, and they returned to the Netherlands and legally separated in 1902. After her separation, Zelle moved to Paris, where she became a circus horse rider and posed as an artist's model. She also began performing as an exotic dancer. She took on the stage name Matahari, meaning Eye of the Day in the Malay language. She quickly became famous across Europe for her sensuous dance performances. Claiming to be a Java princess of priestly Hindu birth, she portrayed herself as embodying the mystical eroticism of the East. Her dances weren't technically skilled, but her provocative style and exotic revealing outfits caused a sensation. Matahari's activities during the First World War raised suspicion due to her travels and relationships with military officers from various countries. In 1916, she was arrested in Britain, mistaken for another suspected spy, but was later released. After this incident, the British Secret Service reportedly circulated a warning to its French counterpart about a Dutch woman believed to be a dangerous spy. Back in Paris, in what seems to be an attempt to gain favor with the French, Matahari was alleged to have offered her services to the French intelligence agency, the Deuxième Bureau. However, they instead employed her as a double agent. Her task was to seduce Crown Prince Wilhelm of Germany, who was known to have a weakness for women, and extract military information from him. It is unclear whether she ever managed to obtain any intelligence from him. In late 1916, the German military attaché in Madrid sent an encrypted radio signal to Berlin about the activities of a German spy, codenamed H-21. French intelligence intercepted the message and, from the information it contained, identified H-21 as Matahari. However, it's believed by some historians that the Germans, knowing that their codes had been broken, may have deliberately given Matahari up as part of a larger game of misinformation. Matahari was arrested by the French in her Paris hotel room in February 1917. She was put on trial in July, accused of spying for Germany, and consequently causing the deaths of at least 50,000 soldiers. The trial was a closed-door military proceeding. Matahari was accused based on secret ink found in her room, which was used for invisible ink writing, and the intelligence provided in the intercepted German messages. She was not allowed an attorney to defend her until the day of the trial. She maintained her innocence throughout, but the evidence presented against her was considered damning at the time. On the 15th of October 1917, Matahari was executed by a firing squad at Vincennes on the outskirts of Paris. She was 41. According to eyewitness accounts, she refused a blindfold and blew kisses to the firing squad before her execution. Her body, not claimed by any family members, was used for medical study, and her head was embalmed and stored in the Museum of Anatomy in Paris. However, it disappeared in the early 2000s and has yet to be found. Matahari's execution and the circumstances around her trial continue to provoke debate. Many argue that she was made a scapegoat by the French military to bolster morale and distract from high casualty rates. Since her death, Matahari has been a popular figure in literature and film, symbolizing a femme fatale and a dangerous seductress. Her life and death have been the subject of numerous books, films, and even a ballet. The actual details of her spying activities and her guilt or innocence continue to be debated by historians.